lying down flat on your back, heels tucked closer to your hips, feet flat on the ground. You're going to drive from the center of your foot and drive your hips up to the sky. At that point, you want to make sure your hips are extended all the way through and your back is flat. You're not extending at your ribs. The extension comes from your hips. You're going to make sure your knees are staying in alignment with your feet and your hips, not flaring out or crashing in. A little pause at the top to get that little squeeze, and then you're going to drop back down. This time I'm going to get into a march, alternating my legs, trying to get my knee up to a hip angle of 90 degrees. As I'm raising my legs, my hips are going to want to rotate, so I want to squeeze my core and my glutes resist that rotation from my hips. Still keeping your hips up nice and high, and focus on moving those legs to that full range of motion. We're going to hinge from the hips with a slight bend in the knees. Pressure is going to stay in the center of our foot as we drop our chest down to the ground. Again, still maintaining that flat back as we go through that full range of motion. Next is our split stance RDL. From here, we're going to start off in that parallel stance that we were in when we were in our good morning. We're going to take a slight step back so my heel and my toe are in alignment. I'm still going to hinge from the hip forward, but this time I'm going to feel and stretch a little bit more on that front leg. I'm going to have weight in my opposite hand. So if I have my left leg forward, I'm going to have weight in my right hand as I hinge down. Because I'm in that split stance position, because I have weight on one side, I also have to resist rotation from my body as well as flexion. So I want to keep my back flat as well as resist that rotation from my core. Still keep my shoulder down and back to brace my upper body, and then hinging down into a nice low position.